Hello there, Ewoks and Wookiee.
Yum num.
We watched a week ago
Yes.
the Ewok movies, and they are movies.
Movies. We watched them for the first time. We haven't watched them before ever. And going into them, we were kind of expecting it to be similar to the Star Wars Holiday Special. I quote you. Let's see what this is going to be.
The holiday special is very nice.
Yes, she did still say that. Yeah, we were both like kind of astonished that we actually quite enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, we were just sitting there like, that was actually pretty good.
And it was actually pretty good. So yeah, should we go more into detail? Yeah.
And if you haven't seen them, then it's your own problem.
They've been out long enough, so no real spoiler warning.
Yeah, it starts with someone crashing on Endor. It's a family with the parents and 2 kids. The parents then get kidnapped by this big monster. What's called a Gorax?
Gorax,
Yeah.
big monster, very hairy.
The Ewok family is doing something and the kids have run away or something, and the dad goes and searches for them, and then they find the ship, and in the ship is hiding a small girl. Sorry, I don't remember her name. Sindel. They found Sindel, and then they also found
Mace,
Mace,
who is
Windu.
the older brother. No, not Windu. Minus the Windu. He has a pretty goofy blaster, not gonna lie.
And the sister is sick, so then they go to the Ewok house,
And they end up curing Sindel.
and she becomes friends with Wicket, and then they want to go and save the parents. Yeah, they found these like bracelet things, and then they were like, oh, mom and dad are alive.
We didn't really understand what was behind it. You for sure understand it in the second one. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
But essentially, they have like wristbands where there is like different colored dots, and every dot is like the vital signs for one of the family members.
yeah. Then they go to the Ewok village, to the chief, yes, and then they like get some like special items.
Yeah. They kind of gather a fellowship
Yes.
of the Ewoks. Like everyone gets a special sort of item.
Yeah. And then they are going on a journey, and then they found other Ewoks, like a couple more.
Yeah, they had to find some other Ewoks that can do special things. Like they had like a Ewok sort of mage.
And then badass Ewok.
Badass Ewok,
Yes.
my favorite
Your
Ewok.
favorite
Yes,
Ewok.
it's not actually his name, but he's like, got like an axe, and he's
Yeah,
just
he's
like a
like
tough Ewok.
Wood
Wood-
chopper.
Yeah, lumberjack.
Lumber Ewok. Yep. And then they go to a very strange looking scene because
Yeah.
they leave the forest and then they're in this like desert looking
Yeah.
place, which is not my favorite thing.
Yeah.
But
On a different note on that though, both of the movies have a lot of matte paintings that
Yes.
are really beautiful. But yeah, I
Yes.
agree, like it was kind of weird sometimes with like desert. Forest moon of
yeah, it's
Endor.
called Forest Moon, so you would think it's just forest. But
Yeah.
anyway, they go to this big mountain sort
Yeah.
of. This is where the Gorax lives, and then they find their way in there.
hmm
And then there are some very scary spiders.
I had to be like this the entire time.
Yes, I don't really like spiders.
Yeah, but I can tell you, they made their way through all the mean spiders. They defeated them.
And actually, fun fact about that is that they're using the caves and the spiders in the Battlefront map.
They actually have like those spiders also as
Yeah.
animations.
And some of the scenes also just in the forest, you can be like, oh, that looks so much like
Yeah.
Battlefront. Like they
Right.
definitely looked
Yeah,
at the
like-
movies for that map, which is pretty cool. I like it. It made me appreciate the Ewok movies a bit more even because if
Yeah.
you don't know, I'm a very big fan of Battlefront 15.
I can only agree with that. Yeah.
So anyway, we got a bit sidetracked.
Yeah.
Now they are there at the Gorax, and they, with their big courage and cleverness, save the parents who are just like in a cage.
Which is also in the Battlefront map.
Yeah.
And badass Ewok sacrifices himself.
Yes, we were both pretty sad when that happened.
Yes.
We were like, no!
Yeah,
not
I was
him!"
like, no. It was interesting that they were not really afraid to kill off some of the main characters.
Yeah.
Like, this is obviously targeted towards kids, but they were really not pulling their punches when it came to like
Yeah.
sad sacrifices or.
But yeah, that was pretty much the plot. It's like very simple.
Yeah.
It's still like good, and it was not boring at any point.
No.
Some a bit goofy stuff happened
Right.
here and there, but
Which is like the main reason why, I just agree that it's not canon.
yeah, it's not really canon
Right.
material.
No. Even though if it would have had that edge more budget, I feel like it could have actually been
Yeah.
canon. Because it's honestly just like some specific things where you're like, okay, well, we would have to change that if it would
Yeah.
have to.
Actually,
if it
we
would fit.
can get into that now. Like the things that we were sort of like.
Yeah, I know the one that you're most
Yes.
like.
The animals.
Yeah.
There was a lot of real life animals. Ponies, chickens, bunnies, ferrets, and like horses. And did they have something else maybe?
They had a lot.
The Ewoks just like lived with a bunch of random animals.
Yeah.
That kind of took you completely out of the Star Wars feeling because it's like
Yeah.
they just don't belong there. And seeing Ewoks riding ponies is just like
Yeah, that was definitely something that was a bit Ewok cowboys.
yeah.
I mean, the story is also by George. I think at points he was just very ambitious on what he wanted to put in the story, and probably like didn't want to use actual horses. Like was
Yeah.
thinking of something, but then like I don't know, stop motion department would have just been too expensive,
Yeah.
too much work.
But they also had some like pretty cool other creature, like the Gorax, and then they had some creature like inside the tree.
Very weird. But like even like the spiders, I mean they were actual little props, like not your ordinary spider, like they had an original design.
Pretty much the only other thing then was the blaster, Mace's
Yeah.
blaster. It had some very interesting capabilities too. You could like melt stuff with
Which
it.
I didn't
and,
like. Very ugly.
And not Star Warsy at all.
Nah, yeah. No, but it's pretty cool because I mean obviously this was shot after Return of the Jedi, so I guess they just wanted to make use of all their cool like Ewok costumes. And I mean they are the same one, like Wicket is 100% the same one. I mean they're just very high quality Ewok costumes, so it really feels like the Ewoks.
Yeah, and the sets also, except the
sets.
animals. But
Well,
like,
yeah,
the sets
but the
look
sets
very
themselves, like the
Yeah.
interior for the Ewok homes is very nice.
good. Yeah,
Just-
and also the acting is surprisingly good. Like
Right.
especially
The kids,
kids.
yeah, especially the very small like Sindel.
Many times we were like, oh.
Yeah, like we were just like, oh, because like I mean obviously they were like playing the part of kids that really miss their parents and want them back. And it was very believable at times.
Yes. And I also like their outfits.
Yeah, oh right, because like Sindel had like sort of a white, sort of almost like half Leia. I mean Mace had like a sort almost like an X-wing flight suit
Yeah,
sort of
almost.
outfit. Well, it was pretty cool. It felt Star Wars, 100% Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, like after the first one, we were like, yeah, we're gonna have to watch the next one
Yes.
tomorrow as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Don't expect maybe too much from
Right.
us saying this,
Yeah.
but I think they're very enjoyable, very like wholesome.
Yes. I think wholesome is the right word for it.
So, yeah, then we have the second one, but we will make a different video for that one. And we can just say that one was surprised us in many ways.
In many ways. Yep.
Yes. So, come back next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.